The economy. Millions of people are out of work and millions more are afraid they're going to lose their jobs. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Robert Trainum. As always, thank you very much for joining us. My guest this hour is Congressman Zack, Democrat from Ohio. Congressman, welcome.
Great to be here, Robert.
Let's talk for a few moments about your specific plan, which is called Fighting to Renew Ohio. Specifically, what does that mean?
Well, RENEW is an acronym for Realizing a New Economic Way. In my part of the state of Ohio, we've had it very difficult economically. It's Appalachian Ohio. Traditionally, we are the first to enter a recession, the last to leave. RENEW is about trying to reconfigure the economic models, essentially. We're identifying emerging trends. We're working together as a region, collaborating, government officials, educators, small businesses, trying to create the workforces of tomorrow for the jobs of tomorrow.
You're speaking of new emerging jobs out there. We keep hearing, Congressman, these new jobs called green-collar jobs and jobs in new technologies as a reference to computers and so forth. How does that help your community specifically?
Well, technology and energy are two different things. With regards to technology, our primary goal right now is simply to gain access to the same kind of technology that they have in urban and suburban areas. That means broadband. We're working very hard to expand access to broadband so that we can bridge some of these gaps and the divides that we have in terms of what we have access to in rural America. Access to health care, access to education are all amplified by the existence of broadband and the existence of technology. Energy jobs hold enormous potential for the future. We see a future where, there's a misconception about what these energy jobs represent. They represent long-lasting, sustainable jobs, an economy that takes advantage of the resources we have, whether it's coal, like in my region, through clean coal technology, or drilling, or natural gas, or solar, wind power. These things are going to not only put millions of Americans to work over the next 10, 20, 30, 50 years, they're eventually, as we drive the technology, they're going to bring down the cost of power, which will in and of itself have an immeasurable beneficial impact on the economy. So the future is there.
Congressman, I'm sure a lot of your constituents back home in Ohio are probably saying, you know what, I want a job, but I need a good paying job. I need something where I'm not going to be working 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet. How do you ensure that your constituents out there have access to good paying quality jobs?
And that's a great issue because apart from having an unemployment rate that is far too high in Southern Ohio, we have, in my district alone, tens of thousands of people who get up every day and go to work, do the right thing by their families, serve as great role models for their kids, working at jobs that aren't very comfortable or rewarding, and they're still living in poverty. They're still showing up in food lines to feed their children. That is a real problem.
That's the working poor.
And we have far too many working poor, and the numbers are growing. So the answer to that problem lies in educating a workforce for these jobs of tomorrow. Working with our educational facilities, our grade schools, our high schools, our technical colleges, our colleges and four-year universities, making college affordable and attainable. That's a big part of it. And then what we're trying to do through RENEW is connect these education centers with our industrial communities so that not only are we educating our children, we're providing them with a practical educational experience so that those, again, the jobs of tomorrow are what we need to be educating our children for today. And that's what this project is about.
Congressman, there's some talk here in Washington, D.C. that there needs to be a second stimulus package. Do you believe in that?
I think the government has a role in creating a strong economic environment. And I certainly will look at any stimulus package that is designed to create that strong environment. But we have to be careful. We've got a debt right now that is mounting at unprecedented proportion, and it's going to cripple this country if we don't get it under control. So I'm open to that idea. I voted for the first stimulus plan, which we believe is working, but it's got to be we've got to be very careful how we do this. We're spending our grandchildren's money, essentially. We're in a recession right now. We need to get out of it, and the government needs to prime that pump to do that. But we've got to do it responsibly.
Congressman Zack, as always, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Robert.
And that's it for this edition of Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Robert Trainum. As always, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Have a good day, everybody. Take care.